Hello everyone, it's Simmuz here and welcome to a brand new video in The Sims 4. In today's video, I'm taking part in the new Sparked Challenge and I am creating a creature. I decided to use an Italian mythological creature for this challenge since I am from Italy and I live here and I wanted to represent a bit of our folklore. The creature that I'm creating today is called the Anguana, as you might have seen from the title and the thumbnail. The Anguana is a mythical creature that is connected to water with similar characteristics of that of a nymph, and they are typical of alpine mythology. The Anguana's legend was born in the Alps, but similar tales are prevalent throughout most of the northern area of the country, so even where I live. According to the myth, there are many ways that an Anguana can come to life. They could be the spirit of women who died during childbirth, or the souls of stillborn girls. Anguanas are represented as spirits of nature, described as gorgeous women that live and are seen near lakes and rivers. In other representations, they also appear to have fish-like features like scales and fins. Their powers are connected to nature and most importantly water. Legends say they can also emit high-pitched screams that can be heard during the night. They are considered protectors of the water source they live at, and they can grant great fortunes to fishermen that treat them kindly. Traditionally, Anguanas also taught humans how to make cheese, fish, and other vital skills. Anguanas are not always kind. There are many legends where they can scare travelers that venture during the night, and they can also bring big misfortunes and dissensions to entire villages. A legend even states that they capture young men and force them to fill wicker baskets with water for eternity. So I decided to create one of these creatures for this Sparked challenge, and I created here, you are seeing her right now, her name is gonna be Talia or Talia, whatever you want to say it. I like to say Talia just because it sounds like Italia, which is the country Italy, you know, where I live and this creature comes from. So I found this most of this information online. There are so many sources that I use. I'm gonna leave a couple of links down below. There are some great websites. They're mostly in Italian, so if you don't know Italian, I'm sorry. If you want to learn more about it, I'm sure that you might be able to find some other things online that talk about these creatures. But these creatures are very, very prevalent in folklore in northern Italy, which is where I live, of course. So I decided to take part of this challenge with this creature to represent, obviously, where I live and where I come from. And this is what came out. So as you can see, she has very fish-like features. I tried to keep her very like fish-like, especially in the face, and of course with the makeup and the clothes I tried to make her look very like eerie and like nymph-like, because these creatures are obviously like nymphs. So I tried to keep like that kind of aesthetic. So you can see I took out the eyebrows, the eyes are very big and like bulbous like that of a fish, and the nose as well is very flat and large like that of a fish or like some underwater creature. I guess you could also, since this sim that I'm making, I'm using the mermaid occult, just because I feel like using the mermaid made the most sense, just because Anguanas are known for being near water, that usually we're not talking about the ocean or the sea, just because they don't prefer salt water, they just like water. So usually they're seen near lakes or rivers, and that's kind of the vibe that I wanted for her. So as well, like the colors that I chose for her hair and her clothes, I'm trying to use a lot of light blues and aquas. And as well in her mermaid form, there are so many colors that I'm using, and the makeup and the eyes and everything, those are all like very mermaid-y, but also not super oceany. I try to keep it away from the ocean colors and stay into more just watercolors in general. And as for the personality for this sim, I decided to use the loves the outdoor, of course, because it makes the most sense, because they live outside. There is the hot-headed trait, and I also put in the self-absorbed trait, just because a lot of paintings and any like representation of these creatures, they all like look, first thing first, they all look beautiful. but also they always like are near the water, like looking in. So I felt like they are kind of self-absorbed and they like to stare at themselves in the water. So that's kind of the vibe that I was going for, and I think it turned out pretty nicely. I really like her, and of course if you want to download her, she's up on the gallery. You can also leave a like just to the post on the gallery so that she can be picked maybe for the Sparked Creator thing. And I guess this is more or less it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, put on notifications so that you know when the next video is coming out. Again, if you want to download her, my ID is click in your YouTube with those spaces down below. You can check it out as well. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.